back. Welcome back to Your Sweetest Life. Your Sweetest Life with Stephanie J. I'm Stephanie J. And I am excited about something. We have something coming up very soon. I've been talking about it. If you're over on Instagram, you catch me there. I've been talking a lot about the Clarity Journal. And it's a simple concept that sometimes when you are wanting to do things with your life, right? You want to plan these things, you want to build this big thing, but you have these blocks. You have these things that are keeping you from really moving forward. That was one of the challenges I always faced, especially with YouTube. I was always afraid to do YouTube. I had these blocks with doing it. I had these fears, but I got clarity. So this year, my personal word for the year is clarity. I always choose a word every year, and that's how I try to operate within that year to move forward in the things that God has for me. And I pray about it on New Year's. And when I met with my daughter-in-law, we had a little planning session when I was in Bangkok, and clarity was a word that's been sticking out to me. So clarity is what I have been working and focused on. And there's been a lot of areas where I've been challenged in that. But one of the things is that I wanted to see real transformation in my own life. I wanted to see all these things I thought about, I dreamed about, that God had put on my heart, start to come into trueness, to really manifest. But one of the things that was keeping me back was clarity about myself, clarity about what that looked like, clarity about that vision, clarity about areas that why I still struggle with some things. And so that's why I created the Clarity Journal. This is going to be a free download. I'm going to be releasing it in a couple of weeks, so I'm putting the finishing touches on it. But I wanted to talk a little bit about mental clarity, and how this journal can help you. So let's just read the definition of mental clarity. Let's start there. It's a state of being focused, decisive, and aligned with your true priorities. Who doesn't want that? Who doesn't want to be focused, decisive? I mean, how many times have we come through things and you question yourself, you question, am I supposed to be doing this? Is this what God has for me? Am I in the right place? Should I be doing something different? Clarity on decisiveness and alignment with your true priorities. That's what mental clarity is. And so this journal, that's what it's here to do. It's here to help you with decision fatigue. Now, one of the biggest challenges we have in this society, which I'm for and I'm against, social media. I love social media for what you can do, how many people you can reach. But on the other side of that, it can take us away from our real focus. I saw something recently. Mel Robbins was talking about how the cell phone robs us of our time. It robs us of our creativity because we spend so much time scrolling and absorbing information that sometimes we don't take time to create. And a while ago, I was watching something that talked about how we were brought on earth to be multipliers, to multiply whatever God gave you. And if you're so busy consuming, you can't multiply. If you're consuming, how can you get clarity about what your purpose and plan here on earth is? So it also, that persistent feeling of missing something, not being able to figure out what it is, clarity. The Clarity Journal is there to help you to put those things on paper, to remove some of those barriers that keep you from really moving in the direction you want to go, and releases that from your brain. That's one thing I love about journaling. I've been journaling for a very long time, and I can tell you, when I pass away, there's stacks of journals that my family's going to read and think, oh my gosh, she was going through it. But it was better for me to release that. And really, once you get things on paper, sometimes they look really different. Sometimes when things are in your head, often when things are in your head, they circulate. There's no decision making and there's no clarity. And putting them on paper, sometimes you can take a look and be like, oh my gosh, that doesn't even make sense. So that's what I love. So our journaling is a creative way to become clearer and to release some of those things that are stored up in your head. And one thing journaling does is externalizes your internal chaos. So all the things that are going on in your head, all the craziness, that internal chaos, it externalizes it, takes it away. It creates distance for perspective. So I know, at least for me, when I used to journal and I look at it and I get a totally different perspective when I saw it on paper versus what I saw when I was in my head, because that was when all the chaos was. It creates distance from your perspective and it reveals what really matters. Because when you start to put things on paper, you start to realize, is this really that important? Yeah, probably not. So I personally love journaling. One thing that I'm doing right now, and hopefully by the time this goes out, there'll still be some available, is I'm giving away some journals. I went through so many things and purged, but I found 6 or 7 journals that were never used. And so I'm not going to hold on to them. I want you guys to have that, to start your clarity journal. So right now, this week, if you go on my Shopify shop, my Shopify shop, this is going to be on Spotify and Apple, YouTube and Apple. I can't get it out. Go on my Shopify shop, which the link is going to be in the captions if you're on YouTube, and then in the podcast, it'll also be in the show notes. Go on there, click that Shopify shop. If there's any journals available, they are absolutely free, and I will ship them to you for free, no cost. I want you to have the opportunity to really take your life forward, and the next quarter starts in April, so the end of March will be the end of the first quarter of the year. Start this second quarter, the last 3 quarters of this year, with clarity, knowing exactly what you want to do, exactly where God has you to go, and exactly what that plan looks like. So you're not walking through these days of your life lost, confused, and unclear. This is what the Clarity Journal will look like. This will be a free download that will be released very soon. Like I said, I'm putting the finishing touches on it. I'm just literally done, but I just want to make sure it's perfect. And you'll be able to take this with you. You can do it digitally if you have a nice iPad with one of those nice iPad pens. I don't have one of the, well, I have a pen, but I don't know how to do that. If that's how you operate, you can download it on your iPad and use your pen. You can print it off. You can look at the journal on your computer or your phone and use your physical journal to write it down. All right, guys, so stay tuned for Check Your Inbox and learn more about yourself and how you can create more clarity for your 2025 goals and plans. See you on the next video. Have a great day.